All right. This is going to be the macroeconomics exam number 2 review. So you all should have gotten an exam back and noted. If you didn't, let me know and I'll get yours back to you. You probably got like a perfect score. Those are the ones I usually didn't get back to anyone. So anyway, we're going to go through this macro 2. If you want to open it up and sort of move along with me, we can. And then we'll talk about the short answers at the bottom. So, number 1. Approximately how many people live under the United Nations definition of extreme poverty of $2 per day or less? This is going to be C, 1 billion people. This is probably closer to 1.5 now with population growth. Number 2. Is output per labor hour in the United States increasing or decreasing over time? This is A, increasing. Number 3. True or false? Hourly compensation has lagged output increases since the early 1980s. This is A, true. Number 4. High spending in education would be an example of, this is B, capital deepening. Okay. Number 5. Without a job, currently available to work, and actively looking for work in the past 4 weeks, describes A, the government's formal definition of unemployment. And this is the U.S. government's formal definition. There are different ones for different countries. Number 6. This report from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics is the basis for the jobs creation statistic. And this is A, the Establishment Payroll Survey, the EPS. Number 7. This report from the Bureau of Labor and Statistics is the basis for the unemployment statistics, and this is B, the Current Population Survey, the CPS. Number 8. Which age group tends to have the highest level of unemployment? This is A, the young, and this generally tends to be true no matter the circumstances. Whether you're developed or not developed, poor or not, doesn't matter. Number 9. Which group tends to have the highest level of unemployment? This is B, minority. Number 10. Unemployment, based upon firms' expectations of future economic growth or contraction, is known as A, cyclical unemployment. Number 11. Natural, healthy unemployment generated through the movement of individuals from one job to another is B, frictional unemployment. And number 12, unhealthy unemployment based upon the lack of job skills in a modern economy is C, structural unemployment. It's the worst kind. Number 13. An ongoing rise in the prices of goods in an economy is known as B, inflation. Number 14. The measure of inflation provided by the U.S. government based on a basket of goods needed for a family of 4 in America is known as the Consumer Price Index, CPI, D. Number 15. What is the largest expenditure, and it's increasing over time, of the average family of 4 in America? This is D, housing. Number 16. Inflation seems to be becoming more or less important over time. This is B, less. Number 17. The difference in a nation's balance of imports and exports is known as C, the balance of trade. Number 18, which of these 4 components of the current account balance is theorized to be, quote, soft power, even though there is no monetary remuneration? And this is D, unilateral transfers. This is generally aid, that sort of thing, charity. Number 19, true or false? A trade deficit is always a bad thing for a nation. B, false. Number 20, what can influence a nation's level of trade? This is D, all of the above. All Let's move on to the short answers. I have some notes. First of all, you are in college to practice being professional. So start writing professionally. I don't care if it's a short answer question on your exam. You still need to practice writing professionally. I have to read it. If I don't understand what you're trying to get across, I'm not going to give you a decent grade, like period. I need to understand what you're trying to say. Second, stick to concepts and theories. Imagine you're me. I have to test whether you understand the basic concepts and theoretical foundations of basic macroeconomics. And if you're just telling me stories, I can't measure that, right? I need you to get across in a professional way that you understand the basic concepts and economic theories that we have discussed in the section that we are being tested upon, right? Number 2, one sentence, it's not going to do it. This is a short answer, not a non-existent answer, okay? I need you to take some time and actually think about this and show me that you understand the theories and concepts, all right? It's really easy to get 100 on a test in a multiple choice class in an online course. I don't know if you're cheating or not. So this is the only way you can really prove to me that you understand my class. And it's going to get more and more involved in short answer and essay stuff. All right? So if you're just like copy and pasting my questions through the notes, that's not going to work anymore. It worked for exam 1. Now we're going to be grown-ups and we're going to move on, and you're going to show me that you can be college professionals and that you understand the concepts and that you can keep up with the course. Okay? All right. Short answer number 1. Why do there tend to be differences in the average growth rate of developed countries, which is about 2 to 3%, versus less developed countries at about 8 to 10%? What can account for these differences? Right? And there are major differences. A lot of this has to do with diminishing returns, right? It is very difficult when you're pressing up against the production frontier curve as a developed country where you are producing at 99 or 100% of your maximum capability. It's hard to push that even further, right? And so 2% is a good growth rate. It's also because you are pushing and having to invest in state-of-the-art technologies, and not just technology, state-of-the-art technology, state-of-the-art facilities, state-of-the-art research, state-of-the-art production capabilities and techniques, right? And so it is really difficult to push the frontier constantly. You also get less return on your money. If I'm trying to push my average aggregate high education level from, say, a second year in college to a third year in college through government intervention, and I spend $1 billion, but Nigeria spends the same $1 billion, what they're going to get is a jump from 4th grade education to 9th grade education. They're going to get a massive return on their investment for that education expenditure, whereas America is not, and developed countries are not, right? And so there's a lot there that you could touch on. A lot of you didn't touch on any of it, okay? I need you to show me that you understand the concepts and the theories, that you have actually listened to the lectures and have actually read the chapters. And if you can't do that, you will not be getting good grades on these short answers, okay? Number 2, describe the differences between the development of South America and that of East Asia. Why has one been generally successful while the other has not? What would you tell a developing country if you were consulting about its next 20 years of development? There are massive differences between Southeast Asia and South America. South America has, since the 1940s, 50s, has implemented what we talked about, ISI. This is import substitution industrialization. This is the idea that we want to build a complete market so that we can sell all of our own necessary, demanded goods and services to our own people, okay, and cut off international goods, and we want to produce everything internally. Right? That has been a crippling failure. In Southeast Asia, South Korea and Japan particularly, they went the opposite. They said, we don't really care. Buy all the foreign goods you need. We are going to invest in trying to produce low quality and intermediate quality goods to sell to the international markets, and eventually take those profits and re-roll them back into our factories and production facilities so that we're making high quality goods to sell to the international market. All right? So those are two completely different philosophies. Import substitution versus export-led growth. All right? You also had major differences in the ways that these countries invested in their people and their economy. South America invested in the military. Okay? It invested a lot in corruption, just stealing from the state. In Southeast Asia, they invested in healthcare and they invested in education. So you have some of the healthiest, most educated people on the planet, and they're kicking butt. All right, so there are a lot of differences between the two. Some of you didn't know any of them. All right, and I know we've discussed all of these different things before. Okay. One other note: this is a multiple question. Answer each piece of the question. Don't just ramble on about welfare, which is the next one, which just drove me absolutely crazy. Research and discuss the concept of welfare as an economic stabilizer. Right? Not welfare. I'm not talking about welfare. I don't want you to tell me your philosophy about welfare. I want to know, do you understand what welfare as an economic stabilizer is? Okay? There's a huge difference. Half of you just sent me rambling political creeds about welfare. I don't care. That's not what we're here for. It's not what we're talking about. It's not the theory. It has nothing to do with this class. Get it out of here. All right? I don't care about your political thoughts. Okay? Show me that you understand the theoretical and conceptual foundations of this course. All right? This question wasn't even about welfare. It was about an automatic stabilizer for economies that are doing well at some points, and so welfare spending reduces and then is doing poorly, and so welfare spending automatically increases because it's supposed to stabilize the economy. All right? I don't care what you think about how hard people work. That's not what this class is about, and it's not what this section is about. It's not what this question is about. It's not anything, okay? Get it out of the class. Get it out of your answers. All right? Focus. Number 4. What is causing inflation to become less volatile over time? Is this likely to continue? We discussed this too. The new currencies, new technologies, new understandings of economics. Do a little research and show me that you understand about inflation and the history of inflation. But again, focus. You've got to focus. You've got to write professionally. You've got to answer the complete question. You need to answer the question that's asked, not some political frustration you have on your mind, okay? I don't want any of that, right? So approach this next test and your short essays the same way. If you send me some political screed, there's going to be problems, okay? This is not a politics class. All right. Have a great day. I'll see you soon.